Hello everybody. Well, it's another glorious day here in the UK and we're not as locked down as we were, so if you're like us, you're probably getting out on your bike out in the real world a bit more, but you know, goodness me, hasn't there been a lot of indoor training? Through the long weeks of staying at home, that's mostly what kept me sane. Well, and gin. Anyway, as well as hopping on Zwift for an hour in the evening and then replacing Sunday mornings with a group meetup online and then racing around the volcano circuit instead of doing the crit circuit here. There's been some challenges afoot out there, hasn't there? People have been Everesting, that was a thing, and then they were double Everesting and then doing 24-hour rides and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not a total stranger to endurance riding. I've done 600k old axes. I've raced the Red Bull 24-hour race as a solo rider. So I know I can handle a bit of punishment, and I set myself a challenge. So I roped in my suggestible friend Dan to ride with me, and the challenge was to do a virtual Dom Cummings and ride from London to Barnard Castle. That's 475k if you ask Google, but we threw in a sightseeing trip to Middlesbrough to round it up to 500. 500k on Zwift. How hard can that be, eh? We are raising money for the excellent Genesis Trust, who work with homeless and vulnerable people here in our home city of Bath. So chuck them a few quid if you can. There's a link in the description below. And what's the furthest you've ridden online indoors? Tell us in the comments. So we gave ourselves 24 hours and we chose a route that was a mixture of flat and hills. It was a 40-kilometre loop with about 300 metres of climbing that included the volcano climb and also the steep ramp of the reverse side of the original Watopia climb, the KOM. We started in the evening with a road.cc meetup, so we had a few people to tow us around the first lap, and then we just kind of kept on rolling. And how did that work for us? Well, it worked for us a bit like this. Okay, excuse the mess, here's the spare room. So, this is where I'm going to be doing my 500k challenge. So, Zwift on the screen, ready to go, although probably a lot of the time there'll be some kind of film up there too, I expect. And the bike is the Wahoo Kicker bike. So there it is in all its configurable glory. Really good, yeah. I like the progressive resistance of it. I like the fact that you can get a position you like. So I've actually set it up a little bit different to my road bike. I've made it a little bit shorter in the reach and a little bit more upright, so it's a bit more like a sportive bike. The other thing I've changed is the saddle. There's my dependable charge spoon saddle that I've done all my long distance rides on. And also down there, you see that? Got a Cane Creek EE Silk suspension seat post just to make it a little bit more comfy at the back. It's time to get on this. We're ready. Who knows how it's going to go or how long it's going to take. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're away. Let's get on it. Danger! Danger! Alright, so we've just done our first stop, which is just a services north of Northampton, somewhere 125k in. Just like 15 minutes off the bike. Quick shower, change of shorts. That's one of the great things about being indoors is you can just go out and have a little sit down on your sofa and have a shower, a cup of coffee. You don't need to wait for the next services. Everything's there. We're back on the bikes now. We're going to plan, well, we're planning for another 3 laps hopefully, which will take us to more or less halfway, and then probably have a little lie down, a couple of hours kit. just told a bit, if I'm honest. The bike's creaking right as well. Good morning. It's just gone 5. So we voted ourselves a bit of a break and a rest at the end of the darkness. Now in the dawn we're back. Out. Approaching halfway now. Yeah. Scenery here is still the same though. And we keep on rolling, round and round and round. So 384 kilometres in at the moment, 116 to go. I can't see enough, to be honest. Things are starting to hurt now. Dutch. I hurt now. Yeah, I'm really tired. That's it, 500k. Oh, don't do this. Just don't do it. Right, I'm going to stop pedaling at the banner. Right, so that's that done. I really didn't do a wrap video at the time. I just sort of crawled into bed and slept for a couple of hours before waking up and eating everything in the house. It wasn't very pretty, although it was quite predictable. And what did we learn from our adventure? Well, the first thing we learned is, it's hard. Riding a long way outdoors is hard, and riding a long way indoors is hard, albeit a slightly different kind of hard to outdoors. You go faster, so that's good. Our average speed over the 500k with 4,000 meters of climbing was 30 kilometers an hour. Now, there's absolutely no way I'd be able to keep that up in the real world for that long. So put it into perspective, the Red Bull Solo, I managed 480k at about 26 kilometers an hour. That's a pretty direct comparison because it's a closed route, so there's no route finding, there's no traffic to worry about. You're still putting in a reasonable effort for a long time though, so it takes its toll. I mean, our main benchmark was the volcano climb. We did that a total of 12 times. So on the first lap, we did it under 11 minutes. And then for the rest of the reps, it was kind of between 11 and 13, depending on how we were feeling and how long it had been since a break and whether anyone was pacing us at the front at that point. By the end though, it had gone out to over 15 minutes. I was really struggling to put out any power really. There wasn't a lot left in the legs. But really it was my feet that were hurting the most, and Dan had the same. I think it's because you don't get the airflow over your feet. They just heat up and swell up in your shoes, and they got pretty sore towards the end. I wasn't as uncomfortable on the saddle as I was expecting to be. I think part of that's definitely down to the kicker bike, which adjusts for gradient, so it kind of moves you around a little bit more. One of the reasons I slowed down is because I struggle to eat on long rides. I always have. I didn't make myself sick for a change, that was good. But there were a lot of long hours when I really struggled to eat anything. I was running on fumes a bit by the end. I could only really kind of eat half an orange every lap, and that wasn't enough. Water, on the other hand, I couldn't get enough of. I reckon I got through at least 10 litres of water in the ride. And having a water spray as well was really good to help cool you down with the fan on you as well. That was good. So those things are hard. Other things make it easier. So obviously you can't watch telly if you're out riding in the real world, for example. You don't get to have a shower and change your shorts at every cafe stop either. Out of doors, there's fewer people to hide behind generally. I mean, a big shout out to the guys from road.cc, the guys from Tim's Recycle Group, who turned out to pace us at certain points during the ride. But even when we didn't have anyone doing that job specifically, and there was quite a lot of time like that, there's always somebody you can get a tow from, and being in the slipstream on Zwift really helps. Another thing that's easier is nutrition. So if you can stomach some food, then pretty much anything in the house is up for grabs on a break. So you can have what you fancy. You don't have to carry it all with you. You have to pay for it in a cafe. Logistically, it's a whole lot easier. Mentally, it's pretty taxing, to be honest. I mean, you just don't get the same highlights that you do outdoors. So on my 600k last year, that was tough, but you get the view from the top of the Gospel Pass in Wales, and you get the joy of rolling down the Wylye Valley from Salisbury in the sunshine on your way home. And those things stay with you. I mean, riding indoors, even on Zwift, it's pretty boring after a while. Nothing much changes. Am I glad I did it? Yeah, I think so. I mean, we raised some money for a great charity. It's a thing ticked off the list. Would I do it again? No, I don't think so. Long Audaxes 24-hour races, they're tough, but there's a joy to them that makes you want to go back and do more, even if you're turning yourself inside out at the end of them. I just didn't get the same feeling from this. I'm just glad it's over, and that's pretty much it. You might find it's your kind of thing, in which case, good luck with it. Me, not so much. So there you go. That was our 500k Zwift experience. If you've got any questions about our ride, anything that happened, ask us in the comments below. We'll get them answered. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this on road.cc. Thanks for watching.